Hello, let's do my May goals wrap up for 2022. Didn't do an initial May goals video for the month, and these goals in themselves I wrote out almost retrospectively at this point. I wrote them out a couple of weeks ago, or a week or so ago, I guess at this point. But let's go through them because I find wrapping up is it's good to just say, okay, this is what I did in the month, and it's a great way of generating the ideas and thoughts for what I'm going to do for next month, June. So yeah, let's go through them. So goal number one, as always, time with Ja, which is mostly it's breakfast time and it is weekend time, and definitely working on breakfast time as a time to kind of chat with her and check in with her is a good thing, because it's the time of day where I actually see her and can have a chat with her, and not being as plugged into my devices would be a good idea. I mean, we're both very plugged into our devices. We are a modern couple that way, but to try and keep that in mind, that certainly having goals of just kind of keeping in contact. The one thing we definitely do is having lunch out. One of my goals for next month is going to slightly change that, but we'll get into that later. That's a whole other goal of kind of disentangling fast food from our going out to the water to have a sit and chat. Yes. Goal number two was walking dogs each day. I get up in the morning, harness up the dogs, and we do our walk. So that has been a good goal that I've definitely kept up with. It's just part of my schedule. I find I'm even doing it on the weekends now, which is hooray for me, and hooray for the puppies, who definitely like their walk, and it helps them do their business very well as keeping them exercised and myself. Number three is early to bed, early to rise. I think I actually have been getting up slightly a bit earlier, which probably maybe that is a part of trying to just sort of not do as much in the way of reading for last thing at night for going to bed. Maybe just too tired to, and also having less of a big snack. So that's been good. Number four is a light snack. Yes, trying to do the light snack. Now, I did find myself, it's like slipping into substituting chips and cheesies, which is actually where I came out of having a snack. I got into the whole thing of veggies and then overdid the veggies thing from kind of having junk food regularly at night. So that is something I need to think about going forward, is okay, what is a light evening snack? If I'm going to have something to munch on before I go to sleep, if I have to have something, what can that be that is healthy, that is not over much? Like, what can I put in there? Because that will be definitely a thing. So definitely it's going to be a what. And then, yes, time with Ja, it's pack lunch for water. So those are my little notes for myself for next month. I've got the original stuff, and then I just put a note here of like, these are my little notes, so that it makes it really easy to then generate a June goals. Number five is phone and earbud hygiene. Phone is fine. Earbuds is the thing. I sometimes it's just because like I get into bed, and especially if I'm reading a book, I have to turn on the light to read the book, and that can disturb Ja. So instead, I've been listening to something and on with my earbuds while I have my snack. It's not the most perfect thing. The most ideal thing would be to just leave the earbuds in here and read and then go to sleep. And that's probably one of these things of I just need to have a little bit more discipline there of putting my electronics here and just getting into bed. Number six is YouTube watching, which I think I especially had this because I was finding I was sucking up a lot of time watching junky YouTube, not like booktube, but just kind of junky videos that are just things to kind of just extinguish your brain. junky kind of stuff like that. I think I've gotten better at that. I definitely had the idea of I would watch YouTube videos while I was on the move. Like, okay, if you want to watch some, or you want to thing, just watch them as you're moving around getting other things done. That's something to keep in mind as I go thing. Number 7 is getting to work on time. That I have been really successful at. That is, I've been consistently getting to work at least 5 minutes before the start of shift, which is thumbs up J. Number 8, daily osteo exercises. Also really good. I've actually found on the weekend, I just pair with my vocal exercises. I just slip in my osteo exercises at the same time, and I'm getting them, and I'm actually getting a little extra osteo exercises in at a kind of earlier part of the day versus when it's a work day, rather than just doing them at work, which is great. Number 9 is publish 5 videos a month. I will actually have to take a look and see how many videos I've published this month, and actually see, because I've got probably a couple of ones that are just languishing there that I could just publish. If I'm falling behind, it would be good to kind of push them out. And also, I've uploaded a bunch of videos from this phone to my Google account, which I can then put onto store them on the computer and continue forward that way. That would be really good, because I have a feeling I've got a backlog of stuff that I can publish, and I want to do there's and more and more and more. Number 10, daily journal keeping. I'm doing that very much, keeping up on that. The journal entries are nothing nothing to write home about or write about in my journal, but doing kind of like the numbered list of like, oh, this is all the stuff I've done today, I think is a really great thing for keeping accountability, making me kind of just consider at the end of the day, okay, what did you get done? How could you do more, or how could you be smarter in how you do stuff? So, just kind of time tracking in a way. And sometimes I do have a good entry every once in a while. A lot of times it's just like, this is what happened today. A lot of times they can sometimes overlap with my dark episodes of my daily vlog, my Dirk, which is me coming home, or just last thing at night, taking the dogs out, just sitting in the backyard and sort of chatting about the day, or about a particular thing that happened during the day. My number 11 is my daily tasks for Keep Notes, which has been kind of like me. It's been okay. I'll actually talk about where, boy, Keep Notes really worked out for me. Actually, I'll put that down as my week off for this month, because the week off for this month is something I should talk about and be very proud about. So yeah, the Keep Notes, not so much. I do like it actually as a thing, and it's a good thing to keep going with, especially since, as I'll talk about in one of the final things, it's been a really good thing. Number 12 is all my vocal improvement stuff. Now, this is my no ums video, which I do weekly. This is the vocal study video, which I do weekly. This is my daily vocal exercises, which I am also recording every 2 weeks. I was supposed to record it today, but of course I got it all the way through it. Then I looked at the calendar and went, oh yeah, I was supposed to do that today, and I hadn't. So I think the last time I ended up bumping it to Tuesday. I will bump it to Tuesday. I will remind myself to actually tape myself doing my vocal exercises tomorrow. As much as that is just a hilarious gag reel of me being very weird indeed. And the final thing, which is, it's almost a thing on its own. It's something that I'm going to have to work on. This is actually will be a goal thing, talking about my social media anxiety work, because it comes out of my vocal study videos, and about how to better present myself online, how to deal with the stresses and the anxieties and a lot of the kind of critical inner voice that comes up from doing that, from making videos, from having to inability to deal with comments and to give comments out to other people, which is, it's an economy. It's a mutual thing of chatting with people and being social, which I would very much like to be a part of, and I think is is hooked into how I present myself online. So my social anxiety study video, doing one of those a week, um, some kind of work that way. This cognitive behavioral therapy, it's comments, it's videos, it's stuff on my videos, on my writing, and it all stems out of why it's feeling terrible about myself, and that being connected to my use at the moment of social media. But it extends so much further than that. As much as improving my vocal performance extends to my entire body, about relaxation, about stretching, about being calm, being comfortable with myself. That's where I get into the social media anxiety, the social anxiety, the negative critical voice, that just all that kind of stuff that's going on behind, which impedes me presenting myself in any positive way, and that anyone would want to listen to, is something that I'm working on improving. And that's a part of the stuff that I want to incorporate into my vocal video stuff, is like, okay, doing this. Now, I'm going to have to figure out whether I'll need to alternate weeks. I might have to alternate weeks of doing a vocal study video, and then doing a cognitive behavioral video, cognitive behavioral social anxiety video. Like, okay, that's this week. This will be the next week. That might be a way, because if I get too much, I'll overwhelm myself and I'll give myself more anxiety by overworking myself on this stuff. Where it's like, look, you're going to be around for a while, and being gentle, being kind to yourself, and just sort of easing yourself along in the long term, if you can do that in a long term, is far more effective than trying to cram in so much, and just kind of falling down and just not getting back up and not getting anything done whatsoever. It's like slow and steady is going to make this a much more enjoyable run in general of this voice. Number 13 was to write daily, where my goal was to complete the story I was writing, which actually I have done. I completed the story I was writing, and I've started on another story. I do need, probably once I finish this very short little story, I'll go back and I'll put together all the bits of that larger story that I was writing, and have a read through, see if I need to add stuff, and edit it, and try and get it up to a point where it's like, okay, this feels like a fully done story. That's there's a goal in there. So that's a good so it's alternating week for the social anxiety and the vocal study video, which might be a good idea, because I'm also finding if I can that'll leave me with the vocal study video for a little bit longer of a time. I feel like I'm maybe piling myself up with more exercises than I can handle that way. And then with the writing, it's complete. It's going to be complete short story and edit one before. With that, gardening when I'm out with the dogs, which I've been doing, and I'll continue with that, is like trying to get a little bit of weeding done each time I'm out with the dogs during the day, just like little weeding projects. Number 15 is mow the lawn weekly, which I've been keeping on. The idea of, if I have a super rainy weekend, it'll still be short enough that I could, the next weekday that it's good, I could still mow the lawn and be able to go to work, versus if I let it get way out of proportion, I'm going to have to wait till the weekend, because there'll be a lot of bending and picking up, and it would just like, it would be kind of, it would feel horrible for that. What I've put down here is a special one, which I don't know if I knew at the beginning of May that I was going to do this, but I had a week off in May, and what I ended up with was a big list of sort of more general kind of the house stuff, couple stuff, all that kind of things that I wanted to get done. I had a list of, okay, here are the little projects of my own that I want to get done. And I just made the big list of them, and then I did, done, and then me done, And each time I got one done, I would just cut and paste and move it down. And I got all those things. I got virtually all of those things done, which is really great. It felt like a really good accomplishment. I just knocked off 2 or 3 each day, and it was like 9 days off. So, two times 9 or 3 times 9. That means I got a lot of little projects done, which was super awesome. I felt relaxed at the end of the weekend of that week off. I didn't feel overworked from doing this, and I got a bunch done. And indeed, there was a couple of my own projects that I still had to get done. One of which I will go outside and I will do. It's a tag video. I will try and get that done by the end of today. That would be good. That would be really good. But yeah, I feel really, 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 really happy about that. So that was an awesome way to spend that week. That was what I was off from basically the 15th of May all the way to the because there's weekends on each side until I got back to work on the 24th. But I got a lot done. And that was super. That was really good. Really, 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 really good. So yeah, I think I've got a good number of things to kind of carry forward. I'd been talking about, like, how am I going to kind of work on things with my vocal video, my vocal improvement project, my no ums, no ahs project. And I think kind of the idea of splitting up vocal video one week and a social anxiety kind of week the next week is actually a good idea. And that'll hopefully allow me to put some effort into the whole cognitive behavioral social anxiety side, because I think it's a tougher side, which is why I haven't made a gigantic amount of progress going forward. So yeah, this week coming up, which is like a couple more days of May, and then we're into June, I will use to work on, okay, social anxiety. Let's work on that. Let's do some work on that, and that could be my video for next Thursday or something like that. That'll be really good, as well as continue doing all the vocal exercises. Yeah, I've got a good thing for kind of my writing daily. I need to work on what kind of light snack stuff to do after I finish the bag of chips I bought this time. But I'm not buying like big bags of sunflower seeds and big bags of chocolate, which is also an economizing thing, which is good. Yes, underline the earbud hygiene. That is something I can just start tonight again, is just not trying to leave it in here. Say, okay, we're at that point of the night. The bedroom is a place for sleeping and reading, and it's a little bit of reading, and then, yeah, off to bed. That's off to bed, where you'll then be able to better able to rise early in the morning and attack the next day. Be excited for the next day, which is definitely what I want. All right. Okay, good. That is good work for wrapping up May and also planning for June, which is just kind of keeping that going. And so there's a little bit of a bobble here since I didn't do that May goals video at the beginning of May. So that means either tomorrow, which is the 31st, or maybe more likely on Wednesday. Maybe tomorrow it's write up the goals, and Wednesday it will be, okay, do the goals video and make your verbal commitments to yourself about what you're going to do in June. All right, I've been Jay. More videos later.